Everyone, hopefully having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis update of commodities, work our way through the dollar yields, precious metals, and commodities ETFs that I follow. I'll interject my financial opinions as we go through it. And if you need help with anything, check out finding-value.com. That's where I dive deeper into all these topics and subjects, looking for potential investment opportunities and sharing them with everyone in the community. Special is the coupon code if you'd like to get a discount. So type in special for both the monthly and yearly membership. So let's dive in, take a look, see what is going on today. We've got the DXY here, the dollar. That's what we normally start with, a relative indicator. And again, I think this downward arrow is justified given that we've got a bearish engulfing here. And it's an inverted small little bloody nose, which could potentially head lower. We need to see follow through with that move. Generally, what sparks a weaker dollar is weaker yields. So we go look at yields, and yields do look like they're falling on the 2-year here, pulling on back about 1%. And I know Besant has said that he wants lower yields, and sometimes you have to try to pull the whole curve lower, or get the economy into a recession. That could also do that. But this is your reversal candlestick right there where the arrow's at. And from there, you were looking for a potential lowering move. The 10-year also had that candlestick yesterday. And now we're looking for follow through to the downside in the very short term. The 30-year yield moving sideways, but again, if we get the yield curve to drop, it may yank the 30-year with it a little bit if he gets the 10-year to drop too. TLT bond prices slightly, ever so slightly higher, but again, this is pretty weak here in terms of momentum heading lower. We're trying to put in a potential bottom here. We'll have to see follow through to the upside. The only thing I can think of who's going in here and buying a bunch of bonds would be the Federal Reserve or Treasury or somebody. I highly doubt Chinese is in here buying, or Japan, or anyone else for that matter. The 2 and the 10, pulling back, a little bit of yield curve uninversion where it's pulling on back. So we've got a little bit of an uninversion of the yield curve, and we've got the dollar sideways. So I would say it's a slight tailwind behind gold, just an ever so slight tailwind. TYX, TNX ratio is up as well, and there's your slight tailwind behind gold. It doesn't mean that every single day gold will go higher with these tailwinds. Most of the time, it does go higher. But today, it did not. Today, we were down in gold, $27 an ounce. We're still in this flag pattern, consolidating. It still looks okay at this current time. Silver down 1%, but again, we're sitting above support, and I'm still with the arrow thinking that this could go higher. It's just one big kind of flag pattern that's developed. Platinum's down 2.27%, and again, a lot of the times you see a breakout of the blue line and then a retest return move is possible before moving higher, and this very well could be that return move being generated here. Palladium down 1%. This is falling quite slowly here. It makes me think that we could go higher. Think of it as the big greens coming on up and then small little reds, the sellers just leaking out and eventually coming to a potential bottom right where we're at, maybe. But again, we'll see. And we're sitting above a lot of support here in palladium. You can see the double bottom perhaps forming and a downtrend line break that I drew on probably a different time frame. XE to gold ratio, the gold and silver mining companies outperforming gold today. So we are seeing people prefer to shift money into the gold and silver mining companies in relationship to gold. And again, we have a huge runway. We've got a yield curve that is inverted. So if it does uninvert, that's generally a tailwind behind gold. And I would assume that would also be a tailwind behind gold and silver mining companies. So this is from a very low level, and it looks very good for gold and silver mining companies with a long valuation one way to run. GDX is up 0.75%. Again, that looks good to go higher. Nothing's changed with this arrow. We've had all these trading days, but still looks good to move on up. We got a bullish engulfing today. GDXJ also doing something very similar. We are up 1.16%. Still looks good to go higher. And then SILJ's up 0.4%, and we're sitting on top of support now. Looks good to go higher. I'm going to keep that upward arrow there. Crude oil down slightly. We are still in this bullish formation. This is the bullish formation. We have a flag pattern that's building out. We've got a bullish engulfing here and here. So we came up into a rising wedge, fell out of it, created some more bullish candlestick bottoming pattern there. I think that's an island reversal there almost. Then we started coming on up into a flag that generally breaks higher. TTF gas down 4.23%. We're getting some selling pressure here. These two candlesticks are pretty big selling pressure. We broke upward out of the falling wedge, but we are getting some selling pressure here. I wouldn't get too bearish until we break below 31.97 or so and stay down there. Sometimes these create slingshots and potentially could be kind of a double bottom. Natural gas in America down 1.8. We hit resistance. The blue trend line here is the resistance that we hit. Came up there, hit it, came on back, and we'll see if we can move on higher. In my opinion, natural gas basically has to go higher if we're going to meet all the LNG demand that's coming out in the future. So I'm not saying it's going to do it immediately, but we got to turn back on production and start producing quite a bit for all these LNG terminals that are coming out this year, next year, and so on. Boy, XOP, yeah, you know me, down 1.35%. We're still in this flag pattern, flagging out. That nothing's changed there. OIH is down 2.15, a little bit more selling pressure there, and we're back to support. If I were to kind of extend this out, we've got a lot of support in the region that we're in. So we'll see if it holds there, or if we have to go back and dive a little bit deeper into support. Newcastle coal future right at the support area level. We're right around it. Well, it's resistance, I should say, not support, but resistance. We'll see if this works its way on up. I think we're seeing some weakness in TTF gas, which spills over into coal as well. Sprott Physical Uranium Trust is down 2.3%. We're underneath the resistance of this trend line here, and we haven't broken out yet. So we could be doing a loop and looping back around. We don't want to break below this guy down here at $21-ish. We want to stay above that if we're going to give it an A effort for a breakout. The uranium futures price tracking sideways. Nothing really going on there. Still looks bullish. We've got URA, the equities down slightly, up against resistance. So we're up against resistance. We're getting resistance, but no big, huge selling pressure candlesticks. Not much follow through there. So I think it's going to try to break higher. That would be my guess at this information data level that we've got in the candlesticks. URNM also holding quite steady. And again, we've got potential consolidation here. We'll see if we pull back to this support line or not. URNJ, it was up today, 0.62, and that's more towards a support level if we were to draw that one in of kind of where we're at right now. So we're right on top of support there. We'll see if it holds. Even if it does dive down, I wouldn't be too worried. We might even fill this gap down here, which is a possibility. Nickel is down slightly, and again, we're just chopping sideways. A little bit more selling pressure this past week, but again, we're trying to find a bottom. We just haven't found it yet, and I don't see the big green candlesticks coming in yet. Copper up a little bit. We've broken out of the near-term downtrend here, and that looks good to go higher. I agree with this candlestick. You get a big up move and a couple of reds within the green candlestick. Those are generally a bullish formation. COPX down slightly, still underneath resistance, and I do think it will eventually break with the price of copper going up. Lithium down 2.35. This one just isn't catching a break yet. I know lithium prices have been low, but we're back to support. We've got a falling wedge. We are sitting on top of. We're trying to break out of this falling wedge and get moving. It's very similar to the MOO pattern, the MOO ETF. So still some sellers are in this ETF still. REMX down 1%. It's very similar to the lithium. I think it's doing a potential double bottom here, and we'll see if we can get out and start running higher. But right now, today, we were down about 1%. We've got iron ore down 0.16, and there was yesterday was the contract switch. So sometimes you get these big gaps when they do these contract switches, but still squeezing, still looks good, still holding on. Aluminum down 0.1%. This one's got a bearish flag pattern, and that still looks like it could go lower in the short term. We hit resistance. We were up against resistance here. Pretty strong resistance going across here for past couple of years. Baltic Dry Index up 3.84%. This looks really good. I think we could get a break higher here in Baltic soon. It looks good. We've got a nice big bullish engulfing on the weekly here. This looks good to try to work its way on up. Pretty solid. Emerging markets down 1.22%. We had a slightly stronger dollar, still above support. Everything looks fine. I wouldn't worry about it yet. No follow through on that candlestick. Has a big wick at the bottom. So what it did is it sold off. It was going, oh, it looks like it came up and sold off a little bit towards the end of the day. It looks like it's trying to put in a shoulder ahead and then another shoulder. Maybe we get down to, well, we got down to 45.45 or so. So maybe it's trying to put in a shoulder over here. MOO, this one's looking pretty good to move higher. We're up a little bit today, 0.1, there it is. But that's been working its way on up. It looks fantastic to continue higher. KRE down 0.72%. Another one with a shoulder, head, shoulder pattern, and maybe that's like a flag or something going on there. We did come down to this bottom there, so that does look pretty solid. We'll see if we get some upside action over the next week or so. XHB down slightly, and again, it's kind of that shoulder, head, shoulder potentially, or you could just say it's a flag pattern or something like that. It's downward facing, those generally move higher, so I've left the upward arrow on this. Russell 2000 doing something similar, shoulder, head, shoulder, could easily break higher with a flag pattern on the right-hand side. That's a bullish formation. The S&P 500 still looks good to go higher. Not a lot of selling pressure over there. It looks a little bit different than the shoulder, head, shoulders and some of the other stuff, but it's still there and it looks good. NASDAQ down slightly, not a lot of selling pressure, still looks good to go higher. That's why I continue to leave the upward candlesticks. SMTI down 2.72, and it's in this consolidation. Just let it consolidate. I think it will break higher eventually if the NASDAQ continues up. NVIDIA's down about 3%. Still looks good to go higher. I don't see huge reversal candlesticks or anything, so still looks okay at this time. Short term. BTC 1.6% down. Now we're starting to get into support. We'll see if the support holds. If we get follow through to the downside, this arrow is going to change very quickly. If we get follow through to the downside, big red candlestick or something like that. But we got to wait for that to occur. Ethereum also sold off 2.33. It still looks okay. It's holding on, but we definitely have some resistance right where we're at. So as we've got with Ethereum, I'm still going to leave the upward candlestick at this time. I easily could put this as a flag type pattern, or maybe even slightly put it up like that. MicroStrategy down a little bit. We have some downside momentum here, and it could be an inverted flag pattern. It could be. So we'll have to see if there's follow through here. The VIX is down 3.23% as the markets didn't really sell off very much. And it's still contained underneath resistance line, still just chopping sideways. But that's what I've got for today, guys. So give me a thumb up for the content. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the website if you'd like. This weekend, we'll go over a couple of different things that people have asked questions on. It's on Sunday, 5 p.m. Mountain Time. We'll hit those up, and you guys can ask me whatever other questions you have. So that's all I've got for today. We'll catch you next time. This is Finding Value.